lived in the man's house because I was by myself, Dude was trying to sell our house in St. Louis. And one night, well, just before that happened, a bunch of you, some of you, I don't know if any of you were here that did this, lived next door to the Sham house, and I would come home from work and my bed would always be sheeted, short sheeted. My liquor would always be drunk. On the cabinet there, it would be gone. So I got my revenge. Valerie was a leader, and Daphne, I don't know who else was living next door. Caprice, were you there anymore? Anyway.
Kate and Tara.
Whoa! I'm in to recount.
Comes out.
One night I waited till they were all in classes one day, and I went home. And I had bought
Which
a whole
was
bunch.
rare, that they were all in class.
Yeah. But I bought a whole bunch of garlic, and it's shaky type garlic, and I went into all their beds and I put garlic. I put it all over their pillows and everything. And that night when they got home and went to bed, they got this garlic. I got even with my ghost story. What happened? One night I was sound asleep in this big man's house, and this voice said, "Wes, it's 4 o'clock. It's time to get up and milk the cows." I sat up in bed. I got up, I turned on all the lights. I went out in the hallway, and this was a man with a deep voice. "Wes, time to get up." And there was nobody there. And later, I heard some of the faculty talking about how David Rankin used to always call his sons at 4 o'clock in the morning to get up and go milk the cows. That was my ghost story. And the other one is the very last show, Gypsy. Candy Kirkman, some of you may know, remember,
I told you
was
this
playing
story.
Rose, and she got a visitor in the dressing room. And this was the last professional
That was
production
in
in
the
the Barn. And she was sitting there putting her makeup on. She was by herself. And this voice from behind her said, "I don't like what you're doing to my barn." And she looked in the mirror and looked back, and there was a man in overalls and plaid shirt standing back in the doorway of the dressing room. And she said, "Well, we're just doing good shows." And she turned around to talk to him, and there was nobody there. And she went out in the lobby, and there was nobody there. So those are my 2 ghost stories. And you got any? I know you do. I know you heard ghost stories about the barn.
Or lived
Any
ghost
of you have
stories
any
about the barn.
experiences? Like ghost experiences?